Hey there. You the one Queen Maria bought passage for to Sentinel? All right. I'm just glad you didn't bring along a chest full of luggage. We got to row out to the posset in this little dinghy here. Real glamorous, eh? As long as you don't mind rowing. Captain Mark already let me do all the rowing on the way in. Such a gentleman. Yeah, I wouldn't expect any rowing from him. We're ready whenever you are. Just say the word and we'll push off. Well, the captain's convinced we still haven't shaken that string of bad luck that started back in Stormhaven. That's a load of dung, though. We got a new crew and a new ship, the Dawn Posset. What more does he want? Beats the oblivion out of me. I don't know. He came into a pretty good-sized pile of coin not long after we saw you in Wayrest. Bought all kinds of cargo with it. Legitimate cargo. Things he's hoping to sell at other ports. We haven't sold anything. Then let's get the oblivion out of here. Come on, Captain. It's your turn to row. All right, you lovers. Time to cast off.
Greetings.
Fear grips my heart.
Work builds character, they say.
I'm rather busy right now.
Hello there.
Someone needs to deal with whatever's happened on these docks, and you're the one I trust to do it. Get out there. We'll be fine. I'll have bandages ready in case anyone is wounded.
My grief is without end. What am I to do?
Well?
Well, we're here all right, but I'm not sure I'm going to be getting off the boat. In fact, I say we just put right back out to sea. Oh, you bet your arse there is. Queen Morea's messenger said she had heard rumors, and I guess they were true. Or something. Go talk to Captain Mark. He actually walked a little ways down the dock. Better he tells you about it himself.
Zombies. Hordes of the damn things.
I have the ship's security well in hand. You'd do best to deal with the dead on these docks.
Of all the ports in Tamriel, why this one? I sailed all the way across the Iliac Bay, and I need a glass of grog. I shared a drink with some unsavory characters, but I draw the line at zombies. I think I'll stay off the docks for now. You can't smell their soggy, rotting flesh? Just walk down the causeway there. You'll see them. Damned army of them. Question is, why aren't the Sentinel guards doing anything? I've seen a few of the bootless louts skulking around, behind crates and such. Someone needs to go grab one of the guards and ask what in oblivion's going on here. There you go. Give the guards a kick and tell them to get to work. I've got cargo to unload. If the guards can't help us, look for the dockmaster. Maybe he's got half a brain. Unless the zombies have eaten it, of course. As if this day hadn't gone to oblivion already. You feel the need to remind me of all my debt? Yes, I still owe Sarashi. The Dawn Posset is a quality ship. It'll take time to pay her off. Of course, lost the ship at the Koglin Lighthouse. And the crew moved on. I'm lucky Elvira stuck around. We bought the Dawn Posset in Wayrest and took on a new crew. Good people. We're due for a streak of luck after this. How do you think I make a living? I buy there, sell here. It's what I do. All legitimate, of course. Picked up a load of timber in Wayrest. You'll sell for a pile of coin here. You better.
I have the ship's security.
It's like Betnik all over again, isn't it? Like Karzog's demise. At least this time they aren't eating our souls.
No dead man is taking our boat. No dead man is getting near Lambor either. You deal with those docks. We'll deal with things here.
I'll protect the ship and Captain Mark. None of these dead men are getting past me. Get out there and deal with it. Do what you do best.
Too many. I can't take it. You might want to get back on your boat, seafarer. The dead are crawling from the sea and they have overtaken the docks. There is nothing to be done. We just have to pray to Tuwaka that they wander away. Zombies? Oh, such a crude term. These Ranetu are the remains of sailors who shipwrecked off the coast. We respect our dead here in the Alakir Desert. Even those who died at sea are honored ancestors. We do not fight them. We would be cursed. No. You are an outsider. These are not your ancestors. And as such, there is no dishonor in striking them down. No curse. Oh, but the fact that the dead have risen at all, it is terrible. We have strict laws. This should not happen here. I do not know. And I fear we have only made the situation worse. We thought we could contain them. We built barricades and tried to herd them away, but it was to no avail. Now I fear we are in even greater danger. My fellow guards will not strike the Ranatu either. Jesmin, Pirjin, and Emidal. I fear for their lives. Please find them and send them away. Then meet at the warehouse. The Dark Master hides there, and he may know the cause of all this.
More was mercy. What have I done? I was just trying to defend myself, and now I have committed the greatest dishonor and brought a curse down upon my family. This Ranetu caught me. He was trying to bite me, to eat me. I tried to fend him off, but he jerked, and his head ran against my blade. It wasn't my fault. What am I going to do now? But what about stopping this Ranetu from getting into the city? What about the other guards? I cannot simply abandon them, can I?
Great Ruptka, if this be not your will, send me a sign. Wait. Who are you? What are you doing here? Blood and honor. I have always had faith, but never have I... You are here to fight the Ranetu? Praise Ruptka. I was prepared to dishonor myself, but he sent you. I will go then. Gods be with you, my friend. Is the way clear?
Please, no! Go away! They're going to find me! I don't want to die! No, none of us are. The Ranetu are going to kill us all. It is not fair. I am too young to die. I just want to run away.
Finally, someone who's not afraid to do the dirty work. Someone to clean up my docks. I watched you from the window until I heard those necromancers downstairs. But I thought Mujad was coming here too. Did you see him? Damn. The poor bastard. I told them. I told the guards that they were going to have to fight back. It is one thing to be superstitious. But when the Ranetu are attacking the city, it's time to put the superstitions aside. No, we're not all so hung up on our beliefs. Can't ignore the tradition, though. Not unless we want fruit thrown at us, or worse. Regardless, right now, I'm just glad Taba's winds guided you here. Someone to get the Ranetu off the damn docks. I do. I overheard the necromancers. Their leader is calling the dead from the sea with some kind of dark ritual. If you can disrupt the ritual, the dead should... well, they should drop dead. Or at least stop crawling out of the water. That I do not know. I heard them mention the warehouse at the west end of the docks. Maybe the ritual is there. Wherever it is, you have to stop it. Then tell Captain Saphira. Tava be with you.
and then rise again to serve me! Charge!
The raw Netu have returned to the sea. The docks will soon smell of dead fish again instead of dead people. And you, ride off the boat, and you slay the Necromancer? Surely Tuwaka sent you to deliver us from this difficult situation. I am too. It has been many years since the plague of necromancy visited our shores. Though I am relieved the docks are clear, the events of this day are extremely disturbing. I wonder if you know how completely we are in your debt. Alakir warriors fear no evil, but they will not fight the undead. It may be a superstition, but it has been tradition for centuries. I could not have convinced my guards to break it today. I'm afraid not. There was just no easy solution. Perhaps to call everyone inside the castle and lock the doors? King Faharajad would not have liked that. Of course, the king will be extremely disturbed to hear what has befallen her regardless. I did not want to send word to the king until I was certain necromancy was involved. Now, though, he should be informed right away. I must stay here and oversee the cleanup. You are the one who turned the tide here. Will you inform the king as well? Thank you, Seafarer. It is better if I remain here to supervise as best I can, but I know the king would want to be informed of what has befallen us as soon as possible. The dead are sacred. It is what the people of Alakir have always believed and always will. Just as we respect our elders, so do we respect our ancestors. It would be dishonorable to strike them, and might even cause one to be cursed. Most people here deem them to be sacred law, not superstition. Even King Faharajad must respect our customs. If he were to ask his people to disrespect their ancestors, his rule would swiftly come to an end. These dark arts are not practiced by our people, but yes, we have experienced the plague of necromancy in the past. Fighting these plagues has always required great sacrifice. Those who have fought the dead have been dishonored, cast out.
The death of Princess Lacana was so tragic.
To Waka's breath. How could we have left so many bodies beneath the waves for this long? Had we cared for our honored dead properly and buried them, none of this would have happened.
Hail.
Getting out of the heat? You won't find a better place to duck work.
I beg your pardon.
Hail!
Oh, hello, Wayfarer. I am sorry, my mind wanders. Lies are a coward's oasis, so I tell you the truth. During the attack, I committed a great sin. I am hesitant to confess it, but I must if I am to retain my honor. No, Wayfarer. Had I attacked one of my ancestors, I would not be standing here among them. I drew my sword. Is that not enough? We Red Guards do not cast down our shields unless we aim to spill blood. I was cornered, and I panicked. If the Ra-Netu had not stumbled... Thank you. Farewell.
You are the one who struck the Ra-Netu? You will forgive me for not taking your hand in friendship. Please do not play the part of the fool. To strike our ancestors is a shameful and blasphemous act. You must know that. We are doing our best to wrap and sanctify our honored dead. Many are hacked and cleaved and require dressing. What happened here was abhorrent. We will attempt to rebury them with some modest dignity. Now, I mean no disrespect, but I must ask you to leave. The taint you bear may affect our rituals.
We will see that these dead are consecrated now. They will not rise again. Hello.
I am ashamed to be working with what's going on downstairs. This old warehouse may well become sacred ground.
Too much to do and too little time.
Greetings, Wayfarer. I'm sorry, but I have nothing to sell. I'm just packing up my sister's things. I don't know what to say. Well, She didn't make it home. I thank you. I hear you were the one who drove off the Ranetu. I know it's blasphemy, but I wish you'd slain more of them. My Danya didn't deserve this.
Help an unfortunate soul?
What?
Crown priests are intolerable. Couldn't we have a moment's peace to bury our sacred dead before the hectoring begins?
That crown priest over there has been muttering to himself for hours. The only thing worse than a muttering crown is a loud crown.
You're going to brave my wrath?
Yes?
I thought the most dangerous things in the shallows were mud crabs. May Moloch yank out my tusks if I ever swim again.
Oh, hey there. Welcome to my eatery. Are you feeling hungry? Me? I'm always hungry. My arse it is, look at those meats. Prime cuts. Just a little, you know, dry. Wait, no, this one is wet.
I'm leaving. I can never fish here again. This has ruined it.
My stock is probably ruined. Yes. Spoiled from the sun and... well, I hate to speak ill of Ranetu. Blessings upon them. But they did some minor damage as well. I had more reagents on a boat in the harbor, but it sunk. I will need far more than luck, but I thank you all the same.
That woman is incredible. She saved my life. Dead man popped up behind me, out of the water. I didn't see it. He would have ripped my throat out if Lambour hadn't speared him, lifted him right up and tossed him back in the sea. Luck's got nothing to do with it. I'm alive because I've got Malakath's daughter at my back. Now I owe her another dinner.
You did it. You always do. You have my thanks. Secure the Dawn Posset. Protect her captain. Sentinel is not a place to leave your ship unattended, especially after the docks have been attacked. This is my ship, my crew. I won't let anything happen to them.
Fobbing cheats. I just let a full cargo hold of timber go for half its value. I don't like the way these Red Guards negotiate. I'll never get square with Sarashi at this rate.
These Red Guards are slow to reopen their shops. Halinad is not slow, and has much to sell. Please, look. These Redguard.
I've little time for talk.
Greetings.
Tuwaka speed you on your travels, and may the sand not slip beneath your sandals.
Hail.
Hello.
We're about to run a shipment back to Wayreth.
The wind and the water smile upon you, my friend. I had not expected visitors. What brings you once again to the spearhead? Not long ago, the Forebear King has kept us quite busy. The compensation for our efforts has been generous as well. All told, it is a good time to sail the seas. Quite well. Colleen has taken Nicolene as her first mate, and I believe the arrangement suits them. They complement each other. They trust each other. This bodes well for a successful voyage. He and Colleen remain close, despite their disagreement at Betnik. It is good to see. We will all be sailing until the spearhead sinks, and perhaps even on after that.
Look who it is! I see you're still kicking. I'm glad, but I'm also jealous. Just for once, I'd like to leave the boat.
Not many still take to the waters. To me, it seems like a fine place to stay.
Why must I suffer so?
You have needs of these goods, is it not so?
I hate taking things without asking, but a man's got to eat. If you saw anything, just keep it to yourself, all right?
Fair breezes unto you. I have all manner of needful things if you've a mind to buy. Please, feel free to browse. Fair breezes unto... My husband was supposed to meet me here. He was due to arrive at port today. Oh, Rupka, help me.
This desert sun has dried my scales. What that I could buy some fresh water.
Hail!
Tall Papa, aid me. Have you been to the docks, Wayfarer? Half my inventory is missing. Probably ruined or looted. Faharjad better settle this, or he'll have a riot on his hands.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Have you come to pay your respects? If so, I thank you. I'm glad to see you here. No man should lose his daughter, least of all a king. It is a sad day for Sentinel, but Lakana lives on. She lives now in our hearts.
She's gone. Lakana. She was the bravest of us. She was our hope. I've heard only rumors surrounding her demise. I don't know who cut her down, but mark me, friend. If I find him, he'll suffer a lengthy death.
I didn't think I'd see you again. Duchess Lakana's remains have been consecrated. Her rites have finished. Soon, she'll be moved to the royal tomb. Now the populace can gather to mourn Sentinel's favorite daughter. I must mourn my friend. That's an odd question. I've known the Duchess since we were children. We grew up together. Now she's dead. Nothing will ever fill the hole in my heart. I'll take some comfort in seeing her here at home with her family. It's where she needs to be.
So Count Hosni's back to normal. Thanks to you, a stranger.
Water is life. Without Joe Hodwells, our cities couldn't prosper. I dare not leave it while that Argonian lingers. I've heard distressing rumors.
I only swim here when the Red Guards are not looking. The water is cool and clean. Too clean.
When I heard the commotion from the docks, I came here. There is no safer place than the House of the King. Is it not so?
It is not the place of the dishonored to correct the king, Shaba.
Have you come to speak to the Forebearer King? I have waited long and long, and he does not even lift his eyes. Such is the way of things for crowns in Sentinel.
You have the King's gratitude, Wayfarer. News of your exploits has reached the throne. While we cannot publicly condone violence against our honored dead, the fact remains that you have made the city safe, at least for the moment. Of a certainty, King Faharajat, blessings of Ruptka be upon him, is king of Hammerfell and rules over the Alakir and many points beyond. This is his center of power, and the Forebears. Indeed, our realm is diverse. The Forebears are progressives who firmly support the Covenant. Their counterparts are the Crowns, traditionalists who cling to the ways of Lost Yokuda and reject the practices of Tamriel. Do not concern yourself. The King's rulership over these lands and its people is firm as stone, among Crown and Forebear alike. King Faharajad, may Tava grant him eternal life, has made great contributions to the war effort. We Redguards are unparalleled in swordsmanship and grand strategy. Many of our most talented officers have already taken command of battalions overseas.
Well met, champion. Your deeds on the docks have done the city a service. You take a great risk in striking the Ranitu, but perhaps Tuwaka's curse does not extend to the outsiders. Bah! It's a matter for priests. Yes, Tuwaka, the caretaker of souls. He does not look kindly on those who would strike his honored children. At least, this is what I was taught. In such times, even my faith is shaken. I do not dispute this. I only hope for your sake that the tricky god feels the same.
Hail!
You have the King's gratitude, Wayne.
If you have come to speak with the king, the gods smile upon you, for he is holding court. Do not presume to waste his time, though. He has urgent matters to deal with, and has no time for trifles.
Welcome to Sentinel, Wayfarer. If you've come about the docks, rest assured I already know. I regret that you visit during such times. But perhaps your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps the gods guided you here to help us fight the Withered Hand. Necromancers, practitioners of the most vile magic, and the bane of the Alakir Desert. It has been many years since we faced such a threat. I hope the rumors about this group, the Withered Hand, were untrue. But today's events prove otherwise. Several years ago, a diabolical necromancer named Satura led an army of undead against me. Satura was defeated, but the rumors suggest his sons have returned for revenge.
They are calling themselves the Withered Hand. Undoubtedly. But I suspect the attack at the docks was merely a feint. I fear the Withered Hand is planning something far worse. Ah, that is the challenge I now face. The people of the Alakir Desert, even those in Sentinel, are superstitious. They believe that striking the dead carries a terrible curse. For them, it is an act of dishonor. That is why I need you, Wayfarer. Then your visit is fortuitous indeed. My own son, Prince Azar, has been investigating the rumors about the Withered Hand. He is a bright young man, but he needs help. First, though, I would ask you to inform General Thoda of what has befallen. Yes, that is likely. General Thoda is my chief military advisor. He is also a practical man who places security above superstition. He is resting at his home after returning from Alkir, but I need his counsel on how to proceed. General Thoda is a trusted advisor and a good friend. He has heard the rumors about the Withered Hand, and he can help us. Tell no one else, though. People remember Satura, and hearing his sons have returned could cause a panic. It's quite a tale, and I cannot do it justice now. But the battle against Satura was the most difficult of my life, both in military and political terms. It was the Ashaba who saved us. They had the thankless task of fighting the undead. The Ashaba. Where do I begin? They walk among us, but only in shadows. People believe they are cursed. They are dishonored warriors, bound by the sacred oath of their forefathers. They must fight the dead when called upon to do so. I have not called on them. I've even disregarded their warnings. You must understand. The common people despise them. To call on them again might cost me the crown. That is why I must rely on you, Wayfarer. Yes. The greatest threat the Alakir faced from the undead was in the First Era, when the Okudan rulers were still establishing a foothold here. That was when the Ansei wards were created. They are our greatest hope, for no matter how great a threat the Withered Hand may pose, they cannot even compare to the necromancers of the First Era. The wards contain the spirits of 3 Ansei heroes who sacrificed themselves to protect us. They uphold the covenant with the Divines. As long as we consecrate the dead in the name of Tuaka, they cannot be raised by even the most powerful necromancy. Thus, the Withered Hand can only raise corpses that have not been consecrated. It is not an ancient Yokudan custom, but a tradition that developed in the desert. Human remains decay slowly here, and our people came to believe their ancestors' corpses were sacred. To harm one would draw the ancestors' curse. Of course. You see, the culture of the Alakir evolved around this ideal. Many of us today realize that exceptions must be made. But in my position, to ask my soldiers to strike down the dead would cause an outcry, and possibly lead to rebellion.
Greetings. It seems everywhere I land, you turn up. Or is it the other way around? The Spearhead has done well against the Dominion. The King has seen fit to grant me a larger command. The Spearhead now prowls with the Talonclaw, Lecky's Grace, and the Black Revenant. There's no official title, but their captains follow me. We aren't part of the Navy, and I'm not an admiral, but I feel like one. Let me tell you, it's a good feeling. I'm not one for rules or uniforms. I serve our king, but I do it my way, as my own woman. You should see what Nicoline's been up to. She's my new first mate. I hear she and Captain Mark are getting on rather famously. Good for her. I regret how things ended between us. The relic we found on Betnik ate the souls of her people. No matter its fate, I should have considered how that revelation would affect her. If I had handled it better, she might still stand beside me. She's an orc. They're stubborn as mules, so no, I don't expect she'll ever speak to me again. Doesn't matter. We both still have our lives. I won't spend mine in regret.
Tava's blessings to you. You are new to Sentinel, I think. You wonder how I know? The sun has barely kissed your cheeks yet.
The palace has been like a tomb since the news of trouble at the docks. I am sorry, Wayfarer, but I fear you may not receive much hospitality today.
I see you're still alive. I guess that's something. I buried my brothers. I'm Colleen's first mate. I'm making do, and I'm not really interested in talking. Maybe you should go talk to a wall.
Redguard architecture is so elegant, don't you think? For human structures, that is.
Hail.
I'll just keep at it, I suppose.
Have you been to the palace yet? It is a nest of asps and jackals. If you are looking for the truth, you would be better served by speaking to the people.
Too hot for me today. A person blessed with wisdom knows when to stay in the shade.
I thought it would be so glamorous to be married to the king's favorite general. I was wrong, though. It is not glamorous. It is just lonely.
You. I know you from Allcare. You roughed up so many of my bravos. Tamriel is a small place, after all. I just returned from Allcare myself. Back in my chair, drinking my wine with my wife. Wait. Please tell me you're not here to disturb me. No! You realize what this means. Not one moment of relaxation, not one. And damn it, I thought this talk about the withered hand was just rumor. Are you sure this is true? The Sentinel docks? The nerve. But it sounds like something those motherless dogs would do. I tell you, Uwafa and Alasan might just be more dangerous than their father. Uwafa and Alasan are the sons of that old bastard Satura. They're calling themselves the Withered Hand as a fear tactic. I knew them when they were boys. They're the same age as Prince Azar. Speaking of whom, we should inform him as well. Exactly. He knows more about this business than I do. That's for sure. If you'll go round up the prince, I'll have to find some way to explain to my wife why I'm leaving again. Then we can all meet at the palace. My guess is that he's with the girls at his seraglio by the north wall. I know what you're thinking, but it's not because the prince is some kind of ladies' man. The girls help him gather information. Perhaps he'll already know what's happened. My hope is that Prince Azar might have a lead on where Uwafa and Alasan have set up their headquarters, or better yet, what they're planning next. Regardless, these are things we should discuss at the palace. We all do. Satura was one of the king's viziers, kept his little hobby a secret. Then one day the king came to meet his viziers and found them all dead. The real surprise was when Satura ordered their corpses to attack. That's how it started. I tried to train them in swordplay. Uwafa and Alasan along with Prince Azar. Those two had no interest, though. I would always catch them torturing insects and animals. The prince, he hated them. They hated him right back.
Poor Princess Lacana. Thank you for trying to save her.
Hello.
What will become of me? Just a coin or two.
Hello there.
Anything you can give.
You've come to put hammer to anvil, yes?
How can I help you?
Hello.
Yes?
Greetings.
I should have tried to stop them. I'm sorry. So sorry. What have I done? It was a nightmare. These savage men burst into the Seraglio. They struck down the guards and even sweet little Rohiba. And then they took the prince. Please, would you go after them? You have to. No, yet another way in which I failed. I should have followed them out into the street. I'm such a fool. Maybe someone else out there saw them. Maybe they can tell you which way those men took the prince.
Huzzah. Huzzah, is that you? What happened? I feel so dizzy.
Prince, someone help. They took him. I saw them running. They went west.
That way. They went that way.
Over here, Initiate.
They took the prince down the path. Hurry!
I tried, but they got me with their evil magic. They took the prince. Down there. I think it leads out of the city. Please, go stop them.
I don't recognize you, but under the circumstances, I'm certainly glad to make your acquaintance. You will be well rewarded for assisting me. I can promise that much. Ah, so you do know who I am, then? Did my father put you up to this? Is he keeping tabs on me? Well, I shouldn't be so accusatory. If he was tracking me, then I guess that turned out to be extremely fortunate. I don't wish to seem ungrateful, but you should know that kidnapping me was just a distraction. The Withered Hand, they've been planning this for years. If only we had heard the rumors sooner. At this point, I don't think we can stop them. From tunneling into the impervious vault, this tunnel was just one of their attempts. It's a brilliant plan, really. The gates of the vault have been magically sealed for centuries, but underneath, the vault's apparently not so impervious. Undoubtedly, they're hoping to steal the Anse wards. With the wards, Wafa and Alasan could become unimaginably powerful. It could be bad. Really bad. Even if we can't stop them, we have to try. We should get back to the palace and tell my father. Let's head south. There's a ladder leading up into the city.
To the side!
Help me turn my luck.
Curse my lot.
Why must I suffer?
Go on and tell my father what they're planning. I'm going to call the guard to the vault.
Word has reached me of what happened at the Seraglio. I should have seen this coming. Please, tell me you found Prince Azar, and he is safe. I told Toda you'd come through. I had a feeling about you, right from the start. Tell me, though, where is Azar? And was this the extent of the Withered Hand's plot? Or do they presently plan some further insult to my family and my kingdom? Blade's Edge. How could they? Would that actually work? If they get into the vault, they could steal the Anse wards. And then, we must hurry. We have to stop them at all costs. I can take guards to the Impervious Vault, but we're going to need help from the Mages Guild. As much as I hate to admit it, only they know how to unseal the vault. Will you go to the guild for me, Wayfarer? When you reach the Mages Guild Tower, speak to Gabrielle. She understands the need for discretion. I will meet you at the Impervious Vault. Tawaka watch over you, Wayfarer. Let us hope we can keep the Anse wards from falling into enemy hands. Of course. If you were not raised here, you would not know. The Anse wards were created centuries ago, the first time necromancers threatened the people of the Alakir. They were created to protect us from the risen dead. Or perhaps the protections are not so evident. The Anse wards maintain our covenant with Tuwaka. If we consecrate our dead, those dead cannot be raised. Thus, the Withered Hand can raise only unconsecrated corpses. Our priests perform the consecration ritual at funerals. But if the corpse is lost, this is not possible. Additionally, Satora was also fond of murdering people and raising them right away.
I assume the Withered Hand is doing the same. It would be unthinkable. With the Anse wards, the Withered Hand could raise our most honored ancestors. Legendary warriors who were heroes in life, but would be most terrible enemies in death. That is why they must be stopped.
I hope you realize what you've gotten yourself into. Once you're in Faharajad's inner circle, you'll never get a moment's rest. I know this from personal experience.
Have you been to the palace yet?
Sentinel. I never thought I'd see it. The world is full of wonders, and thanks to you, I'm seeing them one by one. Today, I'm going exploring. Yakarn offered to sneak me into the palace, and not the part the public enters. The other part. The secret part. Don't worry. I'll make sure he doesn't take anything. We're just there to look.
I've not seen the dead wandering the streets yet, thank Tawaka.
Hello.
Good day to you, and welcome. I hope you didn't have too much trouble with the locals on your way in. Feel free to look over my sundries. Just let me know if you find something you fancy.
What an interesting collection of tomes.
Impressed, are you? I have once again taken an opportunity to upgrade him. His central cog matrix has developed quite extensively as a result of our travels. This latest form is his most useful yet. Research. Now that you have dealt with that business on the docks, I can once again pursue my passion. The desert hides many Dwemer ruins, most unexplored. Oh yes, more than you can imagine. This will be quite an adventure. Fortunately, I have Vimy along to handle the stabbing. She's proven quite useful. Between her and Clanker, I need no other assistance. The secret of their disappearance, the path to the beyond, or a few relics that will sell for a great deal of coin. Who can say for certain? You should ask yourself which is more important, the question or the answer?
At last! We're finally going to explore a real set of ruins. Just Naramo and Clanker and me. And Clanker doesn't take a split. I'm so looking forward to this.
Well met. I'm the resident librarian. We don't have much, but what we have, I care for. Have you found anything to add to our collection? There is a stigma, though nothing is said to my face. Only when I show them my back do they speak. But I know that my work aids our people. I have only the 8 and my conscience to answer to.
Cordial greetings, and welcome to our tower. An isle of knowledge amidst a vast sea of ignorance. Have you come for training? I suspect you've not been here long. These Red Guards have a foolish distrust of all things arcane. It's a superstition brought with them from that absurd archipelago of theirs. You know, the one that sank. Yes, they say it was a paradise. I often wonder what they'd say if a mage offered to return it to the surface. There's no trouble that magic cannot mend, but spells that efficacious are beyond our ken. For now.
Hey, I know you. We killed that crazy old necromancer together, Angoth. Remember that midnight talisman we used to break into Cathedral? I still can't believe that worked. So I don't suppose you need help with something fun like that. Are you joking? I've been wanting to take a crack at that place ever since I heard the name. Wait a minute. Did Simone put you up to this? Why would the king want to break into the vault? Necromancers? Ansei wards? Fascinating. Count me in. So we just need to break the seal? I know. Let's try this. Go to the bazaar and get Flamestock from Lucien and Worm's headcap from Nineveh. Then meet me at the vault. This could work.
Welcome back to the Guildhall. There is much knowledge buried beneath the sands of Alakir. Have you found any to share?
Just a coin or two.
By Tava's red feathers, I'm sick to death of these monkeys. I buy a brand new fez from the bazaar, and they make off with it.
Greetings. I sell the finest garments from Alakir and beyond. You'll need a fresh tunic if you're heading off into the dunes.
You look light on your feet. Have a look at my stock of armor. You might find something you fancy.
In Arsinium, we would have settled this zombie nonsense before breakfast. If these Red Guards are afraid of the dead, what good will they be against the living?
I'm afraid these aren't for sale at present. I'm cataloguing inventory for the Mages Guild. They're obsessed with acquiring books like these. You should speak to them if you haven't already. Membership certainly has its benefits.
Hello?
Cast your eyes over my wares. I swear by Tava's bright feathers, we've got everything you might need.
The wise cook knows that the secret to cooking is patience, and the right ingredients, of course. As it happens, I have such ingredients, all for sale at fair prices.
Once again, well met. I hope you are enjoying the warm air of Sentinel.
I find it quite bracing myself. A contract. Specifically, signing one. I recently had the pleasure of purchasing Captain Larissa's newest vessel, the Maiden's Sigh. Yes, you heard correctly. We have a ship again. The open sea is ours. No, I do enjoy her company. She is a delightful woman, far too good for Jakarn. Irian has quite a talent with coin, as do I. Perhaps if we both make port again soon, we will compare notes.
I've never been to a market like this. It's so quaint. Redguards are remarkably polite, considering the war. You did well on the docks. Quite well, indeed. Restocking the Don Posset stores. Captain Mark has often complimented my talent for coin and counting. He also trusts me not to run off with his gold. The selection is a bit dry, but we will make do. It is nice to speak to a fellow Mer. Perhaps if there were more of us outside the Dominion and less inside, we would not be having this war. Telenil is a gentleman, and his suggestions have borne fruit. I am glad for his company.
Ah, you again.
You'll need to bear more than water across the dunes. Why not make sure you have room for all that is needful?
Hello. You'll need a stout back to bear the weight of this armor. But you look like you're up to it. Have a look.
Greetings.
I foresaw your coming, strange one. In my vision, you bought many of my... Hail!
My countrymen prefer the simple elegance of the sword, but there is glory to be found in the bow and staff as well. If you have an eye for fine woodcraft, you'll want to see my stock.
The horses are restless. I think they sense the taint of necromancy better than we do.
Keeping myself busy here.
We used to get more caravans from the south, but trade has been light recently. With all this trouble at the docks, the well of prosperity may go dry before we know it.
Swords aloft, warriors! With the blessing of Olse's bright blade, the Covenant banner marches forward. Are you ready to make war upon the enemies of the Alakir?
I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm waiting for my husband. No, it's just... Tavo hasn't been back from the desert like he promised he would. He set out to find a cache of Yokudan relics from a ruin east of here. We had hoped to sell them to get out of this crushing debt. There is a lost city beneath the sands somewhere in the rocky expanse, east of the Alakir Desert, or so Tavo thought. We've been mixed up with so many awful people lately that I'm beginning to doubt the information he got was genuine.
Buying and selling.
Do your trading here.
Care to...
Hello there.
Greetings. Hello there.
I've no idea what most of this is, but I'm fairly certain you can't find it in Alinor. Smells like profit.
Hail, O Wayfarer. The swords of Alakir are the finest in all of Tamriel. But mind your fingers. They are as sharp as jackal fangs.
Welcome to Ninabon's Emporium of strange and wonderful things. Can I interest you in a lizard catching net? Or perhaps a trained lizard? Oh, you must mean Monkey. Yes, he is adorably large, isn't he? I'm afraid I spoil him. Only the best bugs are good enough for my monkey. He's quite smart, aren't you, Monkey? Quite a little smarty. Yes, it may seem odd, but it makes sense to me. From the time I could walk, I wanted a pet monkey. I pleaded and begged, but my father always refused. Monkeys are arboreal, he said. I still don't know what that means. One has to start somewhere. Monkeys are terrific. Everyone loves monkeys. And if I can't have a monkey, a lizard's the next best thing. You know, sometimes I wonder how my life would be different if my father had only given me a monkey. Welcome to Ninabon's Emporium. Flame stalks, tasty treats. They help with indigestion. For a lizard, at least. You're not a lizard. What do you need them for? For some spell with Gabrielle, I bet. And she doesn't even like lizards. Oh well, just take them. But she owes me. Worm stalk caps. No, I don't. Lizards enjoy worm stalks, but they're also poisonous to them. Dead lizards don't sell, except in times of famine. There isn't a famine right now.
Quality and variety. Come see for yourself.
I'm sorry, my friend, but my services are by appointment only.
Didaka is a wise man. Didaka purchases very shiny object for what he told is a great price. This one is wise indeed. And now owner of a new shiny. This one doesn't know, but it captivates Didaka's attention. Perhaps it is magical. Didaka knows. He was told by nice traveler. Traveler told this one that the shiny comes from ruins to the south. He showed Didaka on a map. Now Didaka shows you on a map.
Take your time and browse, my friend. I'm sure you'll find I have what you've always wanted. Ah, this is for Gabrielle, isn't it? She's a regular. In a city like Sentинеле, we Bretons have to stick together. I have some in stock. You're welcome to them. Don't worry about payment. I know Gabrielle's good for it.
Only the finest wares here.
The dry side of the city is best, yes? Less salt on the whiskers, and fewer guards.
I've got a lot to do here.
I heard you helped the soldiers camped at the redoubt. Thank you for that.
Aha, perfect. Say though, you didn't happen to pick up a few giant's toes while you were at the bazaar, did you? That's fine. Giant's toes could make a bigger gap in the seal, but they're probably hard to find here anyways. These should do the trick, I think. Worm's head on top of the flame stalk, or flame stalk inside the worm's head. Oh, absolutely. It's only one person going in anyways. Without the giant's toes, I could only open the seal so far. Of course. Baharajad thinks that one person should be you. He wants to talk to you first, though. Go on up. Sure. I just need a minute to think about how exactly to word this. Gotta gotta... Go on, I'll be right up.
I hope you realize what you've gotten yourself in.
I'm tempted to say I'm sorry you became caught up in all this, but something tells me it was the hand of fate that brought you here. Besides, if we can't stop them from stealing the Ansei wards, none of us are safe.
If we are too late, the implications are unthinkable for all of Alakir. I've prayed to Tuaka, Stindar, and even Akatosh. Though I do not hold them sacred, I will pray to the Yokudan gods as well. Your hope is contagious, Wayfarer. I am pleased that your road has led you here. General Thoda is not a man of faith, but even he agrees your coming seems more than a coincidence. If only one of us can enter the vault, I think it should be you. I cannot adequately express my gratitude. You must be careful, though. Azar believes the Withered Hand is far more powerful than we realized. Uwafa and Alisan in particular. If you see either of them, I suggest you exercise extreme caution. I pray that we are not too late to stop the Withered Hand. And with the same breath, I thank the gods for guiding you here. Tuwaka watch over you, Wayfarer. Here comes Gabrielle. Are you ready?
Stand back, Your Majesty. I'm not sure how the vault will react. I hope this works. It worked. Go quickly. I don't know how long it'll stay open.
They've broken into the vault. Stop them, fools! Enough! Get the Ansei wards out, now!
You are not marked with the corruption of undeath, nor those that foster it. You are not aligned with them, are you? You sought to protect the wards? Praise Tuaka. That means there are still living those who oppose the menace of necromancy in the Alakir. Hearken closely then, for my spirit cannot abide here long. We sacrificed ourselves to create the wards, and through them we have protected the consecrated dead. But the wards have fallen into corrupted hands now, and we are powerless to stop them. You must recover the wards. I do not know. My sight is weakened, and my presence is tied to my ward. They have taken it far from here. That is why I am fading. Find the wards. Bring them back. Tuaka be with you. We will meet again.
That took longer than I hoped. It's hard to be patient when I know the fate of my kingdom is at stake. Tell me you have good tidings. Or did they escape with the Anse wards? Damn it all! Thoda said Satura's sons were dangerous. That's certainly true now. With the Anse wards, they can raise an army faster than I can. We have to stop them. We have to send Uafa and Alasan to join their father in oblivion. I've done everything in my power to avoid calling on the Ashaba, but I no longer have a choice. We must have their help to recover the Anse wards. I would avoid contacting them directly, however. Will you be my envoy, Wayfarer? Thank you. Most of the Ashaba live together, wandering the desert, going gods know where. Track them down, and tell their leader Marima that the Alakir needs him again. The Ashaba often spend this season camping at Morwa's bounty to the south. God's willing, perhaps they are still there. Marima sent his daughter to warn me of the Withered Hand. They wanted to help. I regret that I turned them away. I hope I needn't remind you to keep this quiet. Rumors will spread about the Withered Hand, but we should try to keep the theft of the Anse wards a secret. I have many political enemies who would try to turn this to their advantage. Of course it will. But what am I to do? Allow my public image to endanger the kingdom? Sometimes a king cannot save his face and his people at the same time. Still, I would prefer we not shout our plans from the rooftops.
Fried fire salts! This is way worse than I realized. The Withered Hand, eh? When I get back to the tower, I'll see if I have anything on them. It'll be useful when you come ask for my help again, which I'm sure you will.
I just hope the Ashaba are prepared for this. Regardless, I will discreetly begin looking through the ranks for any soldiers who might be willing to do what's necessary. That way, at least we have someone.
Finally, my father stops chasing the Mirage. I advised him to listen to Ashaba weeks ago. Better late than never. If you will go speak with Marima, I will reach out to my Ashaba contacts as well. We will find a way to stop the Withered Hand.